In this video, you'll discover the top 10 foods that you should eat while on one meal a day. They're nutrient dense, satiating, and they'll help you stay healthy and lean. Hi Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and I think that one meal a day is a very important tool for you to have in order to improve your health and do it naturally. Let's jump right into the foods. Now, I'm going to focus on a couple categories here because I want to give you as many foods as possible in order to arm you with the proper information to do one meal a day successfully. Let's start with fermented foods. Now, fermented foods are really important because they're going to help improve your immune system, your gut health, and they offer you both prebiotics and probiotics, which are very beneficial for your entire bodily health. Now, when it comes to fermented foods, you could use sauerkraut, kimchi, or even yogurts. Those are all good fermented foods that have lots of great benefits for you. Let's move on to our next food. And our next food is going to be eating healthy fats. Now, eating healthy fats is important for many reasons. First of all, your brain needs them, your cells need it, but also it's important because healthy fats are satiating. There's plenty of studies out there that show when you eat healthy fats, you consume less carbohydrates throughout the day. When you eat healthy fats, you find yourself feeling full throughout the day and not feeling the need to eat all the time. So when you're practicing one meal a day, what's the big problem, right? You can get hungry at times, but if you're eating the proper foods, then you're gonna find yourself in a position where this isn't a big issue for you. So what are some of the fats that I like to fuel up on? I really like grass-fed butter, coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, or even just avocados themselves. They are a great source of healthy fat. And the reality is you're trying to stretch that big, long period of not eating, and you want to feel satiated during that time. Now, when you're doing one meal a day, it's important to kind of understand what time period in which you should fast and which you should eat. Now, there's a lot of different schools of thought out there. I personally do it this way. I like to fast for 22 hours and then consume all of my meals within a 2-hour period. Though you hear of some people doing it where they're fasting for 23 hours and consuming all their food in just a 1-hour period or a half-hour period, for me personally, I find that that's too short of an eating window and it causes me to have a lot of discomfort when eating. And then also I find myself having a hard time getting enough calories in. So in order to do one meal a day properly and also be able to really feel good while doing it, doing your eating window over a 2-hour period is going to be the best method in order to help you feel well. Now, the next food on our list is going to be pasture-raised eggs. Now, the reason that I think that this is such a good food is because it has such a diverse group of nutrients in it. You're getting healthy fats, you're getting lots of good amino acids, but you're also getting many other vitamins like B vitamins from eggs too. And this is why it's such a popular food, a good healthy food that has been deemed unhealthy for so many years. So you want to eat the whole egg too. You don't want to just eat the yolk or just the whites. You want to eat the entire egg, and that's how you get the entire benefit from the egg. Once again, lots of studies out there showing that eggs are highly beneficial for your overall health. Now, the next food on our list is also one that I really love, and that's going to be potatoes, okay? Now, I know that one of the things that happens every time I mention eating potatoes, people kind of lose their minds a little bit, right? They say, well, potatoes aren't healthy. Potatoes are starchy, and they're going to raise your blood sugar and do all these things. Well, the reality is if you're doing one meal a day, you're going to have a well-functioning metabolism. If this is something that you're practicing regularly, your metabolism is healthy. And people who have healthy metabolisms can handle eating a good, healthy potato, okay? And the reason potatoes are healthy and they're good for you on one meal a day is because they are one of the most satiating foods out there. There's literally studies out there that looks at the top and most satiating foods that you can eat, and potatoes are one of them. Now, potatoes are also great when practicing one meal a day because they are loaded with potassium. Just one potato has over 500 milligrams of potassium. They also have lots of magnesium. So when you're doing these extended fasts like this, one of the big problems that you have is you have an electrolyte deficiency in many cases. Potatoes have both magnesium and potassium, the two main ones that you'll probably struggle with, at a very high level. So this is a good thing. And then of course, you can put some salt on that potato and it's even better. So whenever you're thinking of the foods that you should be eating, you always have to put it in proper context. If you're somebody who is very metabolically unhealthy, you may not want to be eating potatoes. However, if you are metabolically healthy, it is just fine. Now, the other big question that comes up is, when you cook a potato, how should you cook it in order to keep the glycemic level as low as possible? Well, basically what science shows is that if you want to keep a low glycemic level in your potato, boil them. That is the best way to cook your potato and keep the glycemic index low on it. Now, the next foods that you should focus on eating while you are doing one meal a day is going to be cruciferous vegetables, because we want to eat foods that are going to give you the most bang for your buck, so to speak, as far as micronutrients go. So if we look at cruciferous vegetables, they're loaded with vitamins, loaded with lots of good minerals, and these are the types of vegetables that you need. They're very healthy for your liver as well. Now, cruciferous vegetables include vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, radishes, kale, and a lot of your leafy greens out there. So I'm a big fan of sliding in cruciferous vegetables into your one meal a day plan. It's very important. But another very important question that you should ask yourself is, how often should I do one meal a day? Now, this is going to be a little bit different for everybody. Some people are just practicing it 7 days a week nonstop. They really love it like that. Now, me personally, I like it about 2 to 3 days a week. And because I have a lot of stress from work and raising a family and a lot of moving pieces going on in my life, what I find is that if I practice one meal a day too much, it's too much stress on my body. I can feel it, and I can feel that my body doesn't like it. So I'm typically, like I said, in that 2 to 3 day range tops, and that's what works best. So kind of evaluate your own life, evaluate how you feel, look at your energy, look at how your brain is working and how you're sleeping at night. These are all little indicators as to whether or not one meal a day is working good for you, or if it's maybe taking you a step back because you're going a little bit too hard on the fasting. So consider those different elements of your life, maybe even journal it, pay attention, and then move from there. So I like to do just regular intermittent fasting, and then like that's the 16 and 8 intermittent fasting, and then also use some one meal a day. You combine those two together and you get amazing results. Now let's talk about another food here, and this is grass-fed or free-range meats, okay? It's very important to make sure that you're getting adequate protein while you are doing one meal a day. It's one of the biggest problems I see, especially in women when practicing intermittent fasting or one meal a day, is they're just not getting enough protein. Now, if you're working out, and a lot of people who are doing one meal a day tend to work out and train, and simply because you're taking care of yourself, right? And one of the things that goes with taking care of yourself is exercise. So we wanna make sure that we're getting adequate protein. If you're only eating during that short window, you have to hit your macros right. Otherwise, you're not going to feel well. A lot of people will feel extreme fatigue, or they are trying to exercise and they're not able to actually progress in their exercise because they're just worn out from it. Get adequate amounts of protein in. It's very important. And also get it from good, healthy sources. Now, another food that we can focus on is berries, okay? Low glycemic, which is important. We don't want to be spiking our blood sugar like crazy when we're doing one meal a day. So in your eating window, if you're spiking your blood sugar, you're drinking soda, you're eating candy, you're eating lots of desserts, you're gonna find that what goes up must come down. And I'm referring to your blood sugar. So when you're in those huge highs after your meal, you're gonna crash pretty hard while you're in your fasting window and not feel well. So eating foods like berries and using like berries as a dessert even is really great. Micronutrient dense, low glycemic. Now, another food that's great is going to be wild caught fish, okay? Salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, herring, those are all really good, healthy, fatty fish that are also a good source of lean protein, okay? So you're getting your healthy fats, your omega-3s, your DHA, but you're also getting those proteins. It's gonna help your brain work better and make you feel good. Now, the other food that you should be eating is nuts and seeds. Lots of good proteins and healthy fats in these, and also a good source of minerals. So I like to use like Brazilian nuts, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, almonds, walnuts, and also macadamia nuts. Now, whenever consuming nuts and seeds, here's one of the keys, is you don't want to overdo it, okay? If you eat a whole pile of them, a whole bag of them, it's gonna feel like you ate a bunch of rocks. They're just gonna sit in your stomach really heavy. They're hard to digest. So you wanna find yourself eating just a little bit, and that's gonna be great. Now, the other thing I like to have when doing one meal a day is going to be green tea. It's a great source of energy because you're gonna get caffeine from it. It's loaded with antioxidants, which are gonna be be anti-inflammatory and good and healthy for you, and also flavonoids. So use green tea in your fasting window to give you that boost whenever you're feeling that your energy's a little bit low. Let me know in the comments below if you're consuming some of these amazing foods on one meal a day. And if you like this video, I think you'll really like this video over here next.